Hello, people. I'm playing somewhat earlier in the day than I usually do. I ended up leaving work early because one of my coworkers decided to stay late. So that's pretty cool. My house is perfectly fabulized, I'll have you know. Let's see what the message of the week is. It's a wild world out there. Coming to this country town is strange for city folk like me. Time for a new leaf. Ah, oh, my shoulder button is stuck again. Stop it. Man, I blew on it and it didn't even do anything. Let's unplug it. And plug it back in. Nope. That's funny, because it was working properly just yesterday. Oh, it's like stuck. That's what the problem was. I don't even know how that happened. Huh. Well. It's fixed now. Yeah, I just like spammed it and it got really stuck. Bro was having a look at that ladybug. I'm gonna find a new town tune, I think. What? Oh, I need to... change some button assignments. Dude, what the fuck was I naming these profiles? I have one called GameCube 2, one called GayCube, one called Skibbity Bop Dada, and one called Transcube. The fuck? Okay, there we go. I don't know why you would tell me that the birdcage is here when the fucking science table is here and it's significantly cooler. Oh, you know, it's funny. I had something picked out to be the town tune, but now I don't remember what it was. Okay, that's enough of that for now. I didn't realize that this clock displayed it as 0 instead of 12. Interesting. Hi, Margie. I need to get something from you. Why? I guess. Is he here today or here tomorrow? I guess we'll find out. Is there a fish? There is a fish. Don't worry, Margie, I'll catch that fish. Oh, I tried to set up Rumble on my controller. I couldn't figure it out. It wouldn't work. One of the espresso bars at work doesn't fucking work again. Hi, Tangy. But inevitably, they're just going to send out a guy to repair it and not give us new bars. because I guess it's just easier to keep painting over it. I was going to make some flavor of, like, metaphor or simile with that, but I got nothing. Hi, Wendell. I think I have a fish. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Tree-lined wall. I think I have that already, actually. I hear someone somewhere. Oh, hi, Leopold. What the fuck? There we go. It's probably gonna be a sea bass. No? What the fuck is that? Barred knife jaw. I think those go for a good amount of bells. And I already have one in the museum. Hi, Leopold. I already have one. Sorry, dude. Yeah, that's how it works. Unless you're like a billionaire CEO. Then you don't have to do anything and they just pay you exceptional amounts of money for no fucking reason. I don't know why I'm going in here. I don't really have anything to give him. I have a fossil, but there's other fossils. And I'd like to get it all done in one trip. Oh yeah, there's gonna be gyroids. Maybe I should put paths down in my town or something. Because this mod lets you do that. But obviously, because you can see the squares on the ground. Hi, Rhoda. Hi, Pom Pom. That shirt looks really cute on her. Girl, it was raining yesterday. Where be Pango? There she is. Oh wait, I don't actually know when it's supposed to be either. I guess I'll find out when it happens. I really like the names of some of these gyroids. Squat Dingloid. I don't know, man. How did you get here so fast? Hi, Tom. Let's see what this is. Huh. You know, I just realized that I might have been ignoring fish and ponds, like, for a while now. And I just never realized it. Oh. I can just put that money in the bank. I got the big bucks. That's not what I wanted. Alright, I'm at 400,000 bells saved up. the neutral corner is? I think it's from the set of, like, wrestling. You know, the wrestling thing. I was correct, and you can lay on it. I think I already know what the leaning stone... Yeah. I didn't want to pick up my flamingo. Yeah, I already have the tree-lined wall. You know, what is this? Ah, it's paper. There we go. Responding to a friend real quick. Hello, train. Hi, Goldie. Hi, Dora. work-wise today wasn't as bad as yesterday. There was this one particular bitch face, though. Hi, Olivia. She's like, I want an oatmeal with everything. Because there's toppings and stuff that we have. And then she's like, also, I want it made with 2% milk, but just a little bit. Actually, no, I just want it made the way you guys make it. So I'm like, okay, so you want it with just water? And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay, do you want it just made with 2% milk? And she's like, no, I just want it the way that you guys make it. Like, giving attitude for no fucking reason. I didn't get a chance to be like, okay, it's usually made with just water, which is why I ask. And then she wanted butter for her oatmeal, which I think is really weird. Why do you people want butter in your fucking oatmeal? Especially if you're already adding milk to it. There's already a fat there. You don't need butter. This isn't where I wanted to go. Let me out. I wonder what I'm gonna have for lunch. Where is my buddy Tom? Or no, I don't need to see Tom, I need to see Doc. Hi, Avery. Yes, I love loafing about. I do think it's very funny when they complain to me about not Leon, because little do they know, not Leon is me. Hi, Olivia. I think I'm a bookworm. My favorite fruit is actually strawberries. But I guess I'd go with a pear. Yes, I do. No, I'm not. That's weird. Huh. Who the fuck in this town wants to know if I'm single? Bunch of freaks. was that sound? Huh. I wonder what I'm gonna have for lunch. I think I already said that. Whenever I, like, wonder about a meal, I feel like King Harkinian from the Zelda CDI games. I wonder what's for dinner. He was so real for that. Is my mother messaging me about lunch? Yes, she is. I'm having chicken nuggets then. Funny how that works out. Dude, so Pinterest, right? There's this meme of this guy who's like, I hope Iran doesn't try to destroy our top secret nuclear facility, pictured here in the top left corner. And it's a picture of the, like, IRS building sign. And someone in the... Okay, time to get a bit political. This person's like... Someone in the comments is like, dude, the format of this meme where it's Planned Parenthood instead is my favorite. So someone's like, why? And another person's like, what do you have against Planned Parenthood? To which OP says, race eugenics and a missing third of my generation. Like, aren't there enough of us? Also, they're not doing race eugenics. That's Canada, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this person has their pronouns on their profile as A, M, and Zer. I'm going to refer to M as such, even though I'm pretty sure that it's a... I don't know what the term is, but, like, they're making fun. Because Pinterest allows you to put in neo-pronouns. Or... yeah, we're making fun, sorry. And their bio is all of Christ for all of life. Star emoji. Behind every moose is a beloved golden goose. Goose emoji. White heart emoji. Moose emoji. I didn't even know there was a moose emoji. Z doesn't have an adequate amount of boards to make fun of. Okay, there's one named JD's Bridal Shower, which was last posted to 2 weeks ago. And then there's another one called Jaden's Bridal Shower, the sequel, which was last added to 15 hours ago. I perhaps shouldn't have given out those names, but I trust you guys to not go harass this person. Don't harass this person, just, like, let's make fun of them together here. Fuck, I keep fucking up the pronouns. I'm not used to neo-pronouns. No offense to any Christians watching, but like, some of y'all are truly some fascinating people. Huh, the Bible also tells you to not get married? 1 Corinthians, I think I'm saying that correctly, 7:8-9, or 7:8-9, which I also think I'm saying correctly. To the unmarried and the widows, I say that it is good for them to remain single, as I am. But if they cannot exercise self-control, they should marry, for it is better to marry than to burn with passion. Like, I believe that's referring to lust. Shit, so the Bible tells you not to get married. I know that I am inevitably someone misinterpreting that, but I think it's funny. I don't think there's anything else for me to do today. Don't get married, kids. Bible says so. All marriage really is a legal contract anyway. And the concept of it has existed long before Christianity. So if anyone ever tells you that, like, the Bible says that marriage should be between a man and a woman, they're stupid, because marriage has existed for a very long time. You know, did people get gay married? Was there gay marriage? This is such a stupid search query. How old is marriage? Is that how I spell it? Yes. The earliest concept of marriage is at least 4,350 years old, with the earliest recorded evidence of marriage ceremonies dating back to 2,350 BCE in Mesopotamia. It originated as a social and economic contract to create family alliances, manage property, and ensure legitimate heirs. Yeah? Yeah. Though what I just read is a Google AI overview, it's worth noting. Yeah, it was like a legal contract. Still is in some cases. I love reading about things. Ancient gay marriage. Oh, this is all going to be about gay men. Not that there's anything wrong with being a gay man, I'm just not one. I'm the opposite kind of gay. Ancient lesbian marriage. Ooh, history of lesbianism. There has been extensive debate as to what qualifies a historic relationship as a lesbian. In 1989, an academic cohort named the Lesbian History Group wrote, "Because of society's reluctance to admit that lesbians exist, a high degree of certainty is expected before historians or biographers are allowed to use the label. Evidence that would suffice in any other situation is inadequate here. A woman who never married, who lived with another woman, whose friends were mostly women, or who moved in known lesbian or mixed gay circles may well have been a lesbian. But this sort of evidence is not proof. What our critics want is incontrovertible, I think I'm saying that right, evidence of sexual activity between women. This is almost impossible to find." Yeah, because, like, historically, women's relationships to one another weren't taken very seriously. That's why there's a lot more about gay men in, say, ancient Greece or ancient Rome than gay women, because they were misogynists. Greece more so than Rome. My channel is very educational. We are learning about gay history today. I'm reading the Wikipedia article for History of Lesbianism because I fucking love Wikipedia. Female sexuality is often not adequately... I smell grilled cheese. That's besides the point. Often not adequately represented in historical texts and documents. Until very recently, much of what had been documented about women's sexuality has been written by men in the context of male understanding and relevant to women's associations to men, as their wives, daughters, or mothers, for example. Ancient Mesopotamia. Women's sexuality in ancient Mesopotamia is not well documented. Stephanie Lynn Boudin, I think I'm saying that right, writing on Love Magic, argues that there remains no evidence for lesbianism in this regard or any other from Mesopotamia. However, there are at least two pieces of textual evidence for Mesopotamian lesbianism. One is a divinatory text which mentions female same-sex activity, while another, more explicit text remains unpublished. Okay. China. In early Chinese history, oh my god, there is so much information here. Wow. In early Chinese history, sexual activity between women was accepted and sometimes actively encouraged. Female same sex relationships were described with a special term. I don't know how to say that. Dui Shi, maybe? I can't read those accents. Literally, paired eating, possibly referring to cunnilingus. Okay! In the 2nd or 3rd century AD, Ying Shao defined it as when palace women attach themselves as husband and wife. Such relationships sometimes form between government slaves or members of the emperor's harem. For example, under Emperor Cheng's rule, 33 to 7 BC, the slave Daofang had a homosexual relationship with Cao Gong, the daughter of a slave. The sex handbook Dongzhuanzi, maybe? I don't know. Possibly, uh, possibly dating to the 5th century AD, also contains examples of female same-sex contact. In the position called the paired dance of female blue phoenixes, 2 women practice scissoring. Hell yeah, ancient China! Among the Athenians, the discussion and depiction of female homosexual activity seems to have been taboo. Kenneth Dover suggests that, due to the role played by the phallus in ancient Greek men's conceptions of sexuality, female homosexual love was not explicitly defined as a sexuality or category by the authors of surviving sources. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. About them not taking relationships between women seriously. Some male-written works reference lesbianism. One example from the 300s BC is the tale of four-legged humans told by Aristophanes in Plato's Symposium. Another example from the 100 CE is Dialogues of Courtesans, where a female character talks about being seduced by 2 lesbian characters. Later references to female homosexuality in Greek literature include an epigram by Asclepiades, which describes 2 women who reject Aphrodite's rules but instead do other things which are not seemly. Dover comments on the striking hostility shown in the epigram to female homosexuality, contrasting it with Asclepiades' willingness to discuss his own homosexual desire in other works, suggesting that this apparent male anxiety about female homosexuality in ancient Greece is the reason for our paucity of sources discussing it. Okay, it's lunchtime, so I gotta hop off. Actually, no, I have more to read about. I can title today's video Lesbian History Lesson. Oh shit, there's a whole article for, like, lesbianism in ancient Rome? Yeah, bitch! This is what I'm talking about. Back to the history of lesbianism. This is regarding the Roman Empire. In first century sources, accounts of lesbian characters include the story of Iphis and Ianthe, related in the Metamorphoses, a story related to fabulous, that's a great word, Phaedrus about Prometheus exchanging the genitals of different men and women, and a satirical figure of a masculine woman who has sex with women named Philinus, related in the epigrams of Martial? I think is how I say that. Martial? No, it's Martial. Okay. And it's martial as in martial arts? Okay, whatever. Records of magic spells from Roman Egypt, 2nd to 4th century CE, include women commissioning love spells to make other women fall in love with them. Aww! These spells are unusual because they were likely commissioned by women from lower social classes rather than the elite, because they contained the names of ancient women with homoerotic desires. For example, Herais cast a love spell on Serapias, and the following quotation is from Sophia's love spell from Gorgonia. Quote, "Burn, set on fire, inflame the heart, the liver, the spirit of Gorgonia, whom Nilogenia born, with love and affection for Sophia, whom Isara bore. For a good end, force Gorgonia, for whom Nilogenia bore, to cast herself into the bathhouse for the sake of Sophia, whom Isara bore for her, so that she love her with passion, longing, and unceasing love." Aww, that's cute. Oh, this part is lame. The lesbian love story between Iphis and Ianthe in Book 9 of Ovid's The Metamorphoses is most vivid. When Iphis' mother becomes pregnant, her husband declares that he will kill the child if it is a girl. There's that misogyny. She bears a girl and attempts to conceal her sex by giving her a name that is of ambiguous gender, Iphis. When the son is 13, the father chooses a golden-haired maiden named Ianthe as the boy's bride. The love of the two girls is written sympathetically. They were of equal age, they were both lovely, had learned the ABC from the same teachers, and so love came to both of them together, in simple innocence, and filled their hearts with equal longing. However, as the marriage draws ever closer, Iphis recoils, calling her love monstrous and unheard of. The goddess Isis hears the girl's moans and turns her into a boy. I don't know how I feel about that one. Oh, whatever. Roman fabulist Phaedrus attempted to explain lesbianism through a myth. The Titan Prometheus, coming home drunk from a party, had mistakenly exchanged the genitals of some women and some men. Ugh. Phaedrus remarks, "Lust now enjoys perverted pleasure." That's pretty fucking funny. Roman writer Seneca the Elder used the hypothetical of a husband who killed his wife and her female lover as an example of a legal case where the facts were too obscene to discuss openly. Okay, I think I'm done here. Let's send off the letters. Oh, I have a thing to return to someone. Olivia. What the fuck? Archaeopteryx might be one of the new things. Wikipedia is not loading. Huh, guess it's down. Okay, yeah. Not from this game. Let's go drop this off with Olivia, and then I'm done here for now, I think. Alright, time to go eat lunch. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something interesting. Remember that things are never as bad as they seem. May the wind stay in your sails and your socks stay dry. Thank you for watching. Bye!